what was your thought process when somebody sent you a script that said, okay, we're going to base a movie on the fact that the Beatles, what happens if the Beatles were never existed? What went through your minds?
What a brilliant way to kind of celebrate their music in a way. It's kind of, it's just an amazing way to kind of tell a story about how amazing their music is by taking it away. It's an interesting way of doing it and a really brilliant way of doing it. Yeah.
And Lily?
I just thought it was wild. I mean, it was kind of like this. You're going to this mad sci-fi kind of idea, but the story is really just about the music, celebrating the music and this love story and friendship, and so it's kind of like a load of different things all like clumped together. And by the end of the script, I was like crying, and I loved it, and I was laughing, and I just think it's really rare that you get a unique script that's able to do all those things to you.
Yeah, and what I loved is I felt like if you tore away the main idea of just the Beatles, you had this great couple, these great friends. Can you talk about like building that bond? Because I think that's what really sold the movie for me.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, it was pretty easy because Lily's very easy to work with and get along with. But it was nice that we just met with Danny. That's when we first met, and then we had like a nice rehearsal period. We've got some friends in common, so like that kind of helps to kind of just know that there's a commonality, and
It was
then
really
everything
easy,
was on the
wasn't it?
page, wasn't it? It was a beautiful relationship that Richard had put together, and it was just fun to kind of play with these amazing scenes that he'd written. All the stuff in the car and all that stuff, you know.
And do you remember we had those like pre-shoots where he just like basically we were on that pier. I think it's at the beginning of the movie, and the cameras were like Chris on camera was like miles away, and we were just there, and he was just busking, and I was like, and real people were walking in and out of frame, and I was trying to get them to listen, and there was some fishermen down on the dock, and we like rolled for like an hour or so. Obviously, it was a really long time, and so we ended up just really being Jack and Ellie. Like it was really, I loved that.
Yeah, that was a very nice moment actually.
Now, what was it like to go on stage as Jack and get to perform all these iconic hits? I mean, I think you have 17 Beatles songs in this film.
Oh, did you count them? I hadn't counted them yet, so there we go, 17.
That's good to know.
That's good to know. Yeah, I mean, it was a thrill. What an honour, really, to be given the gift of the songs and to get to kind of do our own thing with them and enjoy doing that. And yeah, I mean, getting out in front of, like, we had 5,000 people on the beach at Galston, and that will stay with me forever. I mean, it was an amazing thing, and really nice on a personal level to kind of find my confidence again of performing, singing in front of people. Yeah.
Well, talking about confidence, I heard that you actually did USSR in your audition process.
Yes.
What was that like? And that was one of the biggest songs for the actual film.
Yeah, so it was my first audition, and I'd read a draft of the script, and so I picked a couple of songs. Actually, the first song I sang for Danny and Richard was Yesterday, and then I sang Back in the USSR, and it was quite an energetic one, and Danny was like jumping around, dancing, and
Was he?
yeah, and it was a really nice moment. Like it was really fun. Even if nothing had happened past that point, I would have had that always. It was a really lovely.
Now, I got to ask about working with Ed Sheeran too, because he's in this film a lot, and they play off his kind of popularity or persona that the public has of him. What was it like kind of getting to work with him?
Yeah, he was great. I mean, he just kind of rocked up to rehearsal like any other actor would, and kind of, we had a couple of days of kind of getting to know him in that way, and then he was just brilliant on set. He was very relaxed,
So
I think
chilled.
that's something that we try and kind of achieve a lot as actors, and then he was just doing it and really great at playing himself, which isn't an easy thing to do, actually.
Well, I got to say, congratulations on a great film. Honestly, it's so good.